Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the NLBC News, the news where we bring you the worst stories along with the worst pronunciation. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been here for the news, but we're back. And now you guys get to listen to me butcher words and tell mildly interesting stories for the next 15 to 20 minutes. Today we have some very exciting stories, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So, starting off today, researchers take inspiration from parasites and produce micro-machines for delivering medications to patients. Parasites are a horrifying yet mysterious organism that inhabit the planet we live on. Being able to invade a host's body and feed on their bodily functions is something most people find terrifying. But David Gracias from the Whiting School of Engineering and some colleagues from Johns Hopkins University have taken inspiration from a particular parasite to create micro-machines to deliver medication to patients in a more controlled manner than standard oral medication. The parasite in question that the researchers used for this inspiration is the terrifying yet aptly named hookworm parasite, which attaches itself in your gastrointestinal tract out of its host and feeds off the biomatter that passes through the GI tract before laying eggs inside of you, the eggs hatching and growing more parasites, and then you slowly passing them out through your butt. Fun. Using this behavior of the hookworm as inspiration, Gracias and the team created a micro-machine aptly called the Theragripper, like some kind of weird therapeutic machine which is used for massaging your body. The Theragripper can be filled with medication, ingested by a patient, and slowly releases the medication payload into the GI tract of the patient over time. The Theragripper works by attaching itself with 6 microscopic hooks and attaches itself to the patient's GI tract. And then a temperature-activated film that is holding back the medication is slowly dissolved by natural body temperature and releases the medication into your body. After releasing the entire dose of medication it is carrying, the Theragripper releases itself and then can be passed via normal GI functions. If you're worried about swallowing these micro-machines into your body, don't worry, these machines are no bigger than a speck of dust, and we unknowingly inhale dust and other particulate every day. These machines are so important in the field of medicine because slow-release medications even, are very sought after, as a slow release of a dosage of medication delivers the same net dose but over a longer period of time, reducing the chance of side effects and provides a steadier dosage as time passes. When you take normal medication, there's no way for the medication to slow itself, and it is moved along by bodily functions. As a result, there's generally a lot of medication that does not get absorbed properly and is wasted. So all in all, the progress that is being made in this field will benefit the medical pharmaceutical field greatly. But don't worry, name brand medications will still cost $500 and your firstborn child. So look forward to that. In the future, you may be installing and ingesting micro-machines that will be latching on to your intestines and slowly dripping medication into them before you boop them out. Fun days. Fun days. Moving on to our next story, has to deal with space and the wonderful world of black holes. Researchers come up with a possible theory to distinguish similar black holes from one another, dubbed the Hare theorem. Black holes are a mysterious and fascinating phenomenon that occurs in the universe. Scientists devote their entire lives to studying black holes, and there are still a trove of things to discover about the black all-consuming masses. One thing that has troubled scientists for years about black holes is that it's almost impossible to distinguish two black holes of similar characteristics. We all know that twins are a common thing in human society, and despite having grown from the same genetic blueprint, they can differ in thousands of ways from hairstyle to eye color and many more. Black holes, on the other hand, have three characteristics only: mass, spin, and charge. If those values are the same for any two black holes, it is impossible to distinguish the two. At least that is what was theoretically thought until now. A paper published in 2012 by a mathematician named Stefan Aretikas of Cambridge University suggested that black holes might have instabilities on their event horizons. The weird, semi-lit parts of the black hole where light is seen for the last time before it disappears and is consumed. These instabilities could distinguish two seemingly identical black holes from one another. The only problem is that Stefano's equation only applied to extreme black holes, a black hole that has a maximum value for one of the three characteristics. The problem is these black holes can't exist in nature, at least as far as we know. Now it has been theorized that pseudo-extreme black holes could exist, and the Hare theorem could apply to them. However, it has not been observed even in the simulation to this day. It is dubbed the Hare theorem because, as like in twins, hair can be different in a distinguishing factor, this could be applied as black holes having hair, basically dubbing it a distinguishing factor, kind of metaphorically related to the hair of twins. While the Hare theorem of black holes cannot be proven yet or seen virtually or physically, we can still speculate what these black holes might look like. Here we have the famously dubbed Donald Hole, sporting the iconic Trump toupee. The next one we have is aptly dubbed the Metal Hole, and sports a long, messy head of black locks that show its prime for sucking in its audience during its performances. And the last one we have is my favourite, and is most aptly named the Bitch Hole, also known as the Karen Hole. It does not simply demand your manager, but sucks in every manager in 500 astronomical units and slowly rips them apart molecule by molecule as they complain about their eggs Benedict being slightly over hard. So keep an eye out. The Karen holes are very, very dangerous. If you ever get within the same galaxy of one, just please move on. Please just move on. Go meet Metal Hole. Go make fun of Donald Hole. One of the others. Just leave the Karen Hole alone. Let them be alone. Throw the tantrums in the middle of their galaxy. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. You'll be better for it. Moving on to our next story. Scientists have created an innovative and effective method for monitoring and neutralizing mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are the bane of existence for almost every person on the planet. They spread disease, leave bumps on freshly shaven legs and arms just after you spent 2 hours in the shower shaving them, and ruins picnics by attacking the children. For years, humans have designed different methods of killing and repelling mosquitoes, having created off-bug spray, bug-repelling candles, and high-speed bug-flattening devices, otherwise known as fly swatters. Humans have definitely tried to rip the world of the pest. The methods described above, though, are quite boring and mundane. Instead of being boring and lighting a candle, what if you could instead incinerate your enemies using lasers and your very own mosquito death rave? Well, this technology actually already exists. A few years ago, there was a showcase showing a laser system that could track and kill mosquitoes using a combination of high-powered lasers and image tracking software to hyperbeam the pest out of the sky. The Death Rave 5000, as I have dubbed it, works off of a single board neural network which features multiple laser tracking and neutralizing mosquitoes with terrifying accuracy. When fired, the lasers thermally neutralize the mosquitoes, which is the technical term for vaporizing bitches. So soon, in the near future, you could be sitting out in the park enjoying your potato salad with your children and your grandma, and while a freaking laser show is going off around you shooting down mosquitoes like Mary Mid getting shot down for sex. The creators of the products claim that the device could be low cost to make, but in all honesty, I would pay way too much money to be able to vaporize mosquitoes out of the sky. So keep an eye out for this product in the future years, and remember, everyone is entitled to a death rave. And yes, if this could be applied and, extended to get rid of ticks, those little gnat motherfuckers. Also, wasp, hornets, horseflies, those gigantic death wasp, that could, kill a cow, Actually, not kill a cow, but they're, super deadly to, bees and stuff. Yeah, if we could get lasers to kill those things, beautiful. Beautiful. And yeah, bed bugs. Bed bugs would be another one. If we could just... Though, I would, for bed bugs, I'd rather have not a death rave, but more like a napalm strike. This little drone that flies across your bed and, shoots a freaking 90 caliber, 60 caliber machine gun at them that shoots, air gun bullets. That would be pretty cool. I would want that. Moving on to our second to last story. This has to do with pigs or hogs. Study reveals that hogs, with training, can become excellent video game players. Ever felt that your gaming skills are inadequate or struggled to adapt to a particular gameplay style and mechanics? Well, be prepared to feel even worse, as a recent study shows that pigs could make really good gamers. Pigs are considered quite intelligent animals in the animal kingdom. They have problem-solving skills and are considered to be much easier to train compared to dogs or cats. They are relatively social, and for animals have relatively complex social lives. The study, released in Frontiers in Psychology, shows how 2 Yorkshire pigs, adequately named Hamlet and Omelette, and 2 Panapinto micro pigs named Ebony and Ivory. The pigs became adept at playing a simple video game. The pigs in question were trained using a rudimentary joystick-operated video game that was originally developed to test chimpanzees and rhesus monkeys. The pigs surprisingly learned how to use the controller with their snouts. Their mother-frickin' snouts. Which allowed them to move a cursor across the screen. The purpose of the game was to get the cursor to hit a wall, which upon success dispense a snack to them. The game had different difficulty levels, ranging from Too Young to Die all the way to Ultra Nightmare, the latter difficulty turning you into bacon if you die. One of the pigs was a pro gamer, among the other 3, as she had a 76% success rate of achieving the goal. Now to you smart monkeys, this may not seem like much, but for a pig's cognitive and behavioral ability, this game is considered to be normally way outside of their natural reference frame. At one point during the test, one of the controllers apparently began to malfunction. However, the pig experiencing the malfunction was able to still achieve the goal, proving once and for all that it's never the controller's fault, and that your top laner running it down mid is just bad. Compared to chimpanzees and monkeys, the hogs were not as good at the game, but the researchers point out the fact that the hogs had to use their mother frickin' snouts. Imagine playing any game with your nose. It would be hard, right? Well, it looks like you need to step up your game, gamers. Be sure to keep up an eye out in the future for the new hog esports team aptly named Hogwild, where they specialize in Fortnite, as we can see here, which will make fans around the world squeal in excitement as the hogs go ham in-game. Wonderful puns. Wonderful puns. So, now, instead of feeling angry that your teammates are not good at the game, you can now feel mad at the fact of knowing that pigs one day might be better gamers than you are. will all be replaced with pigs. Alright, so our last story today is rather short, and I forgot to make a card for it, so we're just gonna stare at the pig card. So this coming up Sunday, February 21st, the Project Livestream is having their first only Livestream only collab, where we will have as many of the Livestream girls as we can, 7 of us in all, and we will all be playing, Jackbox. And so it will be me, Devi Senpai, hopefully Swoon Senpai, Celeste, Ari, Radia, and I think that's it. Cherry unfortunately will not be here, as she is still on medical leave, as she has been having medical issues lately. So she will not be here, but the rest of us should be here, and it will be a wonderful time. The time is not yet determined. However, it will be this Sunday, February 21st, at some undetermined time, but we will be releasing that information soon. So, thank you all for joining me today on this another exciting episode of the NLBC News. Next week, we'll be back with another episode, and it will most definitely be mediocre at best. Thank you for coming, and I will see you all next week. Now, back to Luxia in not the studio.